Survivors of childhood abuse can have a really hard time with what are seemingly normal conversations. This is Kelly talking, and as a survivor of the troubled teen industry, high school was one of those topics that is just pretty hard. When I was younger, like 18 to my early 20s, um, I didn't know what the troubled teen industry was. I didn't know the extent of this. And so when people asked me about, my high school or uh, things like where I was when I was a teenager, I would say that I got sent to a reform school or a boarding school. And people would sometimes ask me like, oh, did you have those little, schoolgirl uniforms? Or they would say, oh, you were a bad girl, and just sexualize me. And that felt really gross because these were adult men mostly that I was talking to, and they were sexualizing my childhood, which was also riddled with sexual abuse. So it was really gross and really uncomfortable. And I ended up just deciding not to talk about it or bring it up at all. And that was how I ended up coping with it for a pretty long time, until I started getting connected with other survivors and understanding that this was an entire industry, and seeing that documentaries were coming out and learning about Paris Hilton and stuff like that. Paris Hilton was kind of the first step I had in being able to talk about this experience in a way where I didn't feel like I was just opening myself up to being dehumanized and sexualized. And so I would start telling people, have you heard about Paris Hilton's documentary about her getting sent away? And when people had seen that, that was just like, yes, so I could tell them that I went to a school similar to where she was sent. And that really helped. And that, started people being understanding and validating that what I experienced was trauma. The thing that I usually tell people now is, have you seen the program Cons, Cults, and Kidnapping on Netflix? And if they have, I say that I went to that. And if they didn't, then I say, oh, that's fine. Are you into true crime? It's a true crime documentary about the kind of school that I went to. So if you want to know, you can watch that. And if people are like, oh, I don't really watch true crime, that's fine. Don't worry about it. It was just a bad place. And I explain a little bit maybe about the troubled teen industry. It's a lot better to be able to have these connections that people know, and it's really nice to be validated most of the time. If anyone has seen any of these documentaries, they're very kind about, and understanding about my experience. Also, I am so much more comfortable telling people if they are creepy about it. These days I would just tell them, hey, that is disgusting. You are sexualizing my child self. That is gross. You are doing something super gross. What the heck? When I was going to say when I was younger, but really it's not even that long ago. It's a lot of a recent development that I have a huge amount of confidence in who I am, and that there's nothing wrong with me, and that I know shit. But most of my life, if things got awkward, I just thought, I had a problem. I am socializing wrong and I don't fit in. And now I'm more like, I just don't want to be around people who make me feel like that. Like, it's not that I don't fit in, it's that I don't even want to be there. I am not comfortable being in situations where people maybe constantly bring up stuff that I'm not comfortable with. My best friends always stick up for me. That is kind of like my green flag that I look for in meeting people. If I put myself down, like, I would do it. I probably still do it, but there were times where like somebody complimented what I was wearing, and I would kind of say, oh, I kind of thought that there was like, I'd say something kind of negative about like, oh, I didn't think it was that great. And they'd be like, don't talk like that to yourself. There's a lot of people who don't do that. A lot of people enjoy kind of poking fun at people and stuff, and that is just not my taste. So I've just migrated also to a lot more comfortable people.